Hey guys, Dave here from DB Restorations underneath of our 70 AAR Cuda Tribute car. And you'll notice the shiner here, so it's that time of season. You got Rudolph with the shiny nose and Dave with the shiner eye. And just a quick explanation of what happened. I know everybody's going, hey, why aren't you wearing safety glasses, blah, blah, blah. This is what happened. I got my cool little Mac tool magnetic light here. I had it underneath of the car when I was welding in the torque boxes in the front of this car, and I had my welding helmet on, so I'm laying underneath there welding. When I flipped up my helmet to check my weld, boop, this dude fell off, boink, hit me right on the cheekbone, and lo and behold, a nice shiner. So what are you gonna do? That's the pitfalls of the job of being a mechanic. But anyway, let's talk about this Ridetech suspension here. I got it mocked up inside of our car here, so I thought I'd just kind of give you a little description of what you're looking at if you're going to do it yourself, and what I was looking at starting this, because this is all new to me. So here we got a Mopar 8 3/4 rear axle. This car originally had a 7 1/4 in it, so we're upgrading to an 8 3/4. You can see it's still kind of dirty. I'm just kind of in mock-up mode here. But what I got here is I started off with this system as mounting these right here in, and what this here does is this is a 4-link rear suspension system. So you got to mount these pieces right here to your frame rails. As you can see here, you're just drilling 5/16 holes, and then these are self-tapping bolts. They just tap right into your frame rails, which are great. So it's all a bolt-in kit. So you do your driver's side marked with a D, passenger side marked with a P. So you put those there on first, drill all your holes here, and then on the inside of the car, actually where the back seat is, you can see these other studs sticking through. There's a frame unit that goes in there that covers this whole area and ties these two pieces here together inside the car rather than outside of the car. So you got all that strength and rigidity of the frame rails to these mounts right here for your 4-link setup on into the inside of the car where it has a nice heavy plate, and then to the other side. Up here we got our shockwave mounts, because this takes a shockwave shock, which is actually like an air shock. So these here go into your normal shock mounting locations and then bolt to the frame rails here. Then they hang down right here where you can see these are actually going to mount from here to this lower shockwave mount right here. This lower shockwave mount comes with the brackets, all the U-bolts and everything. Fits right into your spring perches on your factory 8 3/4 inch Mopar rear suspension. So I got it kind of mocked up in here, and you can see up in there where your normal leaf spring front mount would be. They give you a new bracket to mount there for your 4-link setup. So now this bar right here is going to end up going from that setup to this lower perch mount right here, and that'll be your lower bar. And then your upper bar will go from here onto these tabs that I'm going to have to weld on once I set my pinion angle and everything on here to set that at the right height pinion angle. It's a really cool system. They give you this little mock-up tool right here in place of this, so you don't have to keep adjusting these and taking them on, taking them off. They give you this deal right here where you can slide this to whatever length you need, tighten these bolts, and then it'll actually fit in here, on both sides. So you go from there to where you're going to put your mount. So then once you get this all figured out, you get your pinion angle set and everything just right at right height, then you just take this, set this right inside, put a bolt in there, get your exact length, tighten them down, and they're ready to put in. So super cool how they set that up. But whenever I did this system, the only thing I had to really do, I'll show you here, is I had to cut off our factory mount right here. That was for the muffler or the tailpipe section. And then on the other side here, I cut off our little tab that holds our brake line. So I'll just mock something up here later on to hold that. So pretty cool setup. I got my little dolly here. If you guys are ever working in the garage, Harbor Freight tools, $7 when you get them on sale, these little dollies. These things are great. I just mounted a 2x6 across the front, put a little board in here, got some cheap Harbor Freight $17 jack stands, which is awesome. So no matter what height you got your car set at, you can adjust these jack stands to raise and lower your rear end. And then you can put blocks or put a little jack, bottle jack or whatever you want in there to adjust your pinion angle. So once I get the engine all set up inside there, mocked up into place, and the transmission, I'll get my pinion angle set up there. Then I'll come back, set my pinion angle on my rear end. So I'm just up in mock-up mode right now, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys, if you ever wanted to do this Ridetech suspension, what you're kind of looking at. And it's been great. I think I got maybe 4 hours into this so far, and everything's pretty much mocked up into place. I'm just going to set my bars and then put like an 8.5 inch spacer in here, and I'm just going to weld it in place once I get everything centered, so that either I can put some wheels on it and at least move it around before I set everything in stone and get it all set up. So I want to make sure I get my tires and wheels in here and everything before I get all that done. But just thought I'd give you guys a preview of what I've been working on. So you guys take care of yourselves. Don't get any black eyes. Have yourself a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Take care.